All right, so Steve Baczek Architect. Yeah, hopefully you enjoyed the last video where we took the walk around the outside. Now we're gonna jump inside, and there is so much going on this first floor. I think we're actually gonna break it into 2 videos. So let me head on in, and I'll catch you on the inside. All right, so yeah, outside really shaping up, but wait till you see the inside of this. It is looking pretty sweet. So I don't know, let's start in the dog room. Yeah, so dog room, got some beautiful wainscoting here, some nickel gap, obviously our European tilt turn windows, right? You can see that tilting in. And look at this beautiful job of just that kind of Scandinavian trim. Just Brian and his team killed it out here. Our dog wash station. So yes, complete with a wand for the dogs. They got a nice little elevated shelf there. And if you remember, that's got that copper pan. It's built to the same standard as all of our shower pans. The mud room here, we have some built-ins here. I believe these are all Cabico cabinets here, so a bunch of shelving, some top shelf there, and then of course some places for your everyday coats. Now, we don't necessarily need a whole lot of hanging space because, as you'll see in a second, there's a walk-in closet right here off of the mudroom. So I like to, here we had the space, large house, bunch of people. So here we have some lockers also for gloves, hats, shoes, etc. But then we have some hanging space here and some additional shelves in the closet. And then of course a door that goes to the outside to the pool and the deck out there. And then of course, check out this bathroom. Has some really nice features. And Regan, who is our interior designer, I'll put their name in the caption down below. I think it's AGO Interiors. I always forget, but she does a really good job. Look at that beautiful sink. Some integrated soap bar there. Beautiful faucet. Nice little, you have these rounded corners. You get to see those rounded corners there. Beautiful light fixtures. She's got a really good eye for the light fixtures, I think, but well done. Of course, impeccable installation and some pretty nice wallpaper. I'm not a wallpaper fan, but yeah, it's looking great. But check this out. So you might have remembered in our talks, everything in front of me is considered a dog space. Everything behind me is a no dog space when our clients leave. The wife client, she's a vet, so they have a number of dogs. So we're gonna have their crates in there. We got their dog wash station, a place for them to eat. But when you leave, how do we separate the dogs from the non-dog space? Well, check this out. This is Brian and team making this. This is on a roller that rides in a groove down below, comes all the way across, sits in a groove, and then of course we have a latch there. And look at that. Beautiful little doggy gate. So the dogs can't go into the no dog space. But look at this beautiful seamless transition there when it gets open. Notice all of our trim on our doors. It's the same as the windows, very Scandinavian like. We have that 5/4 board that just comes straight out. So coming down here, we turn left. This is the pantry. So we have some floating shelves in here. You can see there, we're still gluing up. Now, one of the things, remember, it's mentioned it when we were walking around the outside, we're T-minus, what is this, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday? T-minus 3 days. The clients are moving in 3 days. So we're about to turn this over. And then everything from here, I would consider this is the public space. So we have our kitchen, we have our living room there, and then of course we have the dining room. So the dining room, we have some beautiful transoms up there. The glass is in fact in, a beautiful touch. And we did some beautiful wainscoting in here. I love the light fixture. Again, I think Reagan just does a beautiful job in picking out those light fixtures. Brian does a beautiful job working it out with the electrician. Notice that not only do we have the wainscoting, but we have kind of a fabric wallpaper here with some nice textured finish to soften it up. Beautiful tilt-turn windows. Now we talked about this. That one has a lower windowsill. We originally had this down, but we brought it up because the homeowners wanted to have the ability to put in a buffet or a credenza or something there. So we elevated that window purposefully. And then we have our additional window here. Our shading devices are in. We'll show you what those look like across the way. And then of course, I'll take a walk over here. The look back, we have our cabinetry flanking the opening with the transoms, and of course, looking into the beautiful kitchen. Check out this one detail. When they put the boards together, they put in some butterflies here to just give it a little old world look and touch there. But the kitchen, you know, we're probably on the order of about 16 feet of island there and another 4 feet additional here with this. So we're right around 20 feet on this island. This one has a solid walnut top. You can see it there. It actually has that. We made it so that the stone countertop can be fully integrated into it. And it has all of that same walnut on the inside. As we come around the kitchen, we have our beautiful refrigerator here. All right, cabinetry with some transoms up above, some buffets here. This is, you know, a little coffee bar or whatever the case. So those slide back. We have the outlet for the coffee maker and such, as well as the integral lighting on those shelves there. So looking pretty good. Some beautiful tile work. And, you know, take note of that corner. The tile guy literally made it so it looks like the tile folds around the corner there. We have one of our windows to the outside there, moving down. Beautiful range hood here. We have our pot filler. Yes, it's an exterior wall, but if you remember in the framing, we have a 2x4 wall in front of our 2x6 wall that has continuous insulation on it. So all of our services are running through an uninsulated interior wall that's inside of our air barrier there. So, and of course the stove under here, it's a full induction cooktop. Everything in this house, fully electrical. You can see the controls there. We have, you know, some shelving here. I think this is the one that has the, you know, you see this one online all the time, has the little pots in there for all the kind of spoons and all of that stuff. Coming down the countertop, yeah. Here, you can see we did a little proud detail here. Again, Regan doing a good job. I love that detail where you pull it out. It gives you a little bit of extra room to put all of this stuff back there. So beautiful faucet, nice oversized sink. This also has the ledge. They're not here, but I'm sure there's like butcher block, strainer, all of that stuff. They're all down here. Yeah, so no, I don't need to see it, but I know they're there. It's just, it's that 4-foot sink. And then this is one of my favorite details. You know, this is an old world detail, but whether it works or not, it works so pretty aesthetically. It has those drain grooves, right? So they start at pretty much nothing and they just get larger as they go around. And then of course, we have our electrical outlets there, should we need them. Those are more about servicing code than anything else. Coming into our Thermador dumbbell ovens. And then of course we probably have some tray storage up above there. And we have dueling dishwashers, one on each side. So they all have the furniture fronts. We have our microwave drawer and just a series of associated cabinetry. We have an ice maker under here. So yeah, but checked out this detail. So because it's so large, we had to have a joint, and look at, they mimicked the same joinery that we did on the wood. We did the same butterfly joints there. So beautiful light fixtures. I think they're very tastefully done. You know, one of the things I really like about this space is the fact that you can see into the dining room, and I can have a conversation with somebody there. I can also have a conversation with somebody in the great room down here. We have a little bit of an overhang here, so we can get a stool there. And of course that overhang turns the corner and goes down, you know, 16 feet or so there. So we could easily get a good 6, 7 stools, maybe 8 stools. Front entryway, again, carried the transom, the large jambs, butterfly, beautiful front door here, out to that beautiful landscaping. We have a nice art light here. And then we move into the family room. So obviously one of the highlights of the family room is this beautiful wood burning fireplace. We have our hearth. We have our mantle here. TV is installed. They're getting everything organized and open. We have our ash pit. We flank that with some cabinetry. We have some art lights, and then of course our triple glazed tilt turn doors in there. We have our oak beams, our little mini bar in the corner that is also going to have a little mini fridge. This has got some rain glass. Again, that fully integrated light system on all of the cabinetry, just looking absolutely fantastic. As we come over here, if you remember when we were in the framing stage and all of that, we showed these shade pockets. So let me see if I can't get this going for us. So there is, if we're in our evening atmosphere, we have our roll down shades that'll help block some of the light. It's not the busiest street in town, but there's certainly a fair amount of traffic out there. But those come right out of that shade pocket there. And then of course, you wake up in the morning, we can get that all closed there. The stairway just really shaping up. If I come back around here, we'll get a look back. So if you're in the living room, you get to see, hey, you know, what does this look like when we look back? Again, beautiful, absolutely gorgeous kitchen. And, you know, can't speak enough for Howell Custom Building Group. Certainly a privilege to work with them, to work with Brian, always a learning experience. This has been just a great experience. And, you know, a big shout out to the homeowners. They were just exceptional through this whole process. So I was very excited to work with them, very excited to see this come alive. So yeah, I would guess it's, I don't think it's a stretch to say that's a to die for kitchen. So yeah, pretty nice. But why don't we end it here? And we'll take 2 on the first floor tour, and we'll come back and we'll shoot the other side, and we'll give you a tour of the owner suite, the away room. Wait till you see these closets and the laundry room. Yeah, we got some fun stuff. So anyways, if this is your first time watching, thank you very much. Thanks for joining in. Smash that subscribe button. Go tell all your friends. If you've been watching, thank you very much. Drop a comment in there. Let me know how I'm doing. If there's something you want to see, we'll try and get to it, but always be respectful. I'm Steve Baczek, Architect. Until next time, long live our buildings.